Welcome. This is Share Your Story with Renoma, and I'm your host, Dr. Perfecta, the pain healer. Share Your Story with Renoma features real life struggle women face with their health. It's a means to educate one lady at a time about several health challenges the women folk face, while emphasizing that they are not alone and their pain is valid, whether it is big or small. In today's episode, we'll be sharing a true life story of a lady who sometimes feels she's signed a lifelong contract with infection. Let's dive right into it.
Hello, Anonymous.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm okay.
All right. Okay, so tell us about your story. How did it start and when?
Hmm. Okay, they said in 2019, and I was going from one relationship to another, so I was sexually active with my partners, and I was pregnant, and then I had to take the baby out. So while that was done D and C normal way, then I noticed like weeks after that I was just feeling some kind of scratching down there. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't even know. So I just had to like go to Google now. Our best friend. I went to Google. I saw something. I went to buy this cycling.
Mm.
So I bought the cycling and I feel better like after some days. Oh, that's nice. Then I started having it like back to back. I'll use drugs, it will stop, it will start again. Like I was particularly treating infection like every other week.
Wow.
I was particularly buying drugs every other week. Since 2019 till this
2022.
2022, like I've been having infection back to back every month.
Wow. That's wow. That's wow. I mean, that's like total of saying wow.
I understand. I understand.
Do you know why I'm saying wow? Your ordeal is like say someone is so because you're not dealing with period pain every month. You don't have period pain because you've
Yeah.
spoken before. Feels like hey, she's not dealing with period pain. She's not dealing with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's another angle. You've been dealing with something every other month
Every other month.
that is almost equal
Equal
to
to
period pain.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I had to wow like 3 times because this is the first time I'm hearing that, and I would have felt that I would have probably felt that way too. That you don't even have, you don't know what God has done for you. I mean, you're not dealing with period pain, but how about you're dealing with some other women health issue that we don't even talk about?
Yeah.
Right. I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of that up until now.
Thank
So,
you.
what I would take home from what you just said about being in different relationships and all of that. So that you were sexually active and you're not using any sort of protection.
Yeah, with some yes, with some no. Well, it was just I feel like it was. I can't actually say that this is exactly where the problem started because during that time, just like I said, I was like I broke up, joined another relationship, then broke up, then joined another relationship. Then I remember I had to go to camp. So before I went to camp, I treated the infection for the first time. I got to camp and then I didn't feel it per se. But when I came back from camp, 3 weeks, I started feeling it again. So I thought, oh, it's the environment.
So NYSC camp, by the way.
NYSC camp, yeah. I thought, okay, it's the environment that made it come back. And then my mom too was like, oh, she too, her body is sensitive. So it's like our body is sensitive in our family, that I should start using all this insert tab anytime I'm done with my period to cleanse my system.
Wow.
But then me, I don't like anything starting down there. Anything that has to do with starting down. So I didn't take her advice and I that's why I've just been dealing with it like over and over. And of course I've been having partners even after that. So I've just been wondering because even till today I can't say that this is exactly the point at where the infection side maybe it was from the DNC or from the environment or from partner. I don't know.
Okay, so I like what you said now because that's one big angle to this infection thing. Many people just mask this thing and call it toilet infection.
Yeah.
Say, it's because you're using like what your mom said that maybe it was the environment, maybe it was NYC car, maybe you shared toilet. Am I saying that you cannot get infected from an unhygienic environment? Oh yes, you can. But then, like you said, up until now, you've not detected where it started from.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know where it started from, it doesn't mean you should not know how to put an end
Put
to
an
it
end to it.
now.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, you need to ensure that if you don't know where something started from, it doesn't mean that you cannot actually like end it. I'll ask another question. Having to pop pills every other month and in sessions, I know that must have cost you a lot, emotionally, physically, and financially. But I want to start with emotionally. What did that cost you?
Okay. Emotionally, man, I'm an emotional person. No. Is that is that what an award? I don't know. But like I like to be true to myself, sha. So emotionally I'm an emotional person. So me going through something that I'm trying to cure this thing and it just keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back. Like I remember there was this year, 2019 too. 2019 or early 2020, I can't really say. There was this year when I I was going out with some of my friends and down there I was smelling. Like I had this very foul smell. And one thing about me is that my nose, my olfactory senses are very heightened. They are very high, like very I can smell anything anywhere. So I felt like every other person in the car was smelling me, and it was just it was just too much for me. Like I had to be asking my friend then that can you smell anything? Because I was just not comfortable in my own skin.
Mm.
So just imagine having to go through that stuff and then just thinking about it. Like it was just crazy. Like emotionally, it was draining. Sometimes I just feel like well, I didn't feel like I'm going to die, but then I know that it crossed my mind sometimes. Like, what is this thing that is wrong with me? And I didn't even know that infection can be recurrent until like maybe 2021, 2022. That's when I knew that okay, well, it's not as if it's from this new person that I'm sleeping with again that I'm getting this infection. This thing that is just coming and coming. So and then I had to talk to some people that were having the same thing.
Okay.
And then that's when I found out that oh, so I'm not the only one that this thing is doing. Wow. So that was how I was able to like take it away emotionally because I now felt like okay, so other people that this thing is actually dealing with. So he gave me some so it made me feel like oh we are plenty in this. No problem. Okay then financially man imagine having to go for tests every other okay so I started learning to go for tests
That was when
2021.
you contacted me.
Yeah, that was when I contacted. So I was like, and remember that when I contacted you, I wasn't, I wasn't even prepared. Like I went for the test and I saw that I had PIG.
I remember, I kept the post, and the post was something about no this and no peace, not all toilet infection is something. I think that was what it was. And then
Yeah.
I entered my DM.
Yeah.
That's I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. So then doing the test, finding out about that, and finding out about the infection. That has been crazy. Then emotionally, I would say I also lost relationships because um so there was this person that was really serious with 2019 when I started having this stuff and um we had sex and then he got a reaction from what we had. So I don't know if it was from me because then I even believed that I was not even serious with himself. So and then he started making it look like it was my fault, like maybe I was the one cheating, but I was not even cheating. Like it's not my fault that I have this infection.
Yeah.
He even told me I had to pay for his hospital bills. Like bro, we are both in this together. I have to do tests, I have to pay, and then I was serving, so I was not in Lagos, and doing tests in a private hospital like very expensive, and then I had to pay for my medications. And where I was staying, like my PPA hostel was far away from the hospital, so I have to like calculate bike money, all these unforeseen expenses just coming in, and of course, no help from anybody. So I was practically on my own. So what that guy did kind of like make me lose
Credibility.
yeah, like just so we ended the relationship, of course, and then it made me understand that for the next relationship that I was going to go into, or for any kind of sexual whatever that I'm going to do, I have to tell my partner that I have this, or I'm treating this way.
Okay.
So just in case if you know that you still want to do after this, it's either we use condom or you do it at your own risk. So that's what I do. So after that time, I just started telling my partners, like going forward, that this is it, this is it. And thankfully, I've not had so much partners. So
And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I don't want to talk about now. I just you share. This is you sharing your story, right? So this is not really where the consultation and everything goes in like deep questioning. So for anybody listening to this, let them not the take home from this is not the end of our discussion. But this is just her sharing a part of her story so that you understand that people go through this stuff. If you go through something like this, there's help out there. You're not the only one that's going through it, and you should reach out for help. Like she said, in her case, she had infection from she didn't even know where it started from, and then there was the auntie, and then there was this, and then there was that. So we're going to have to continue, consulting deeply to find out what exactly or where exactly the problem started. And then you talk about 2021. We spoke about PID and all of
yeah.
that. So they might be wondering what made you delay from that time up until now before we now, before I like talking about this infection thing again. One of the things is it takes some people time to trust someone, right? That you saw my post and that you ask questions doesn't mean that you just automatically open up. So you're at the place where you are beginning to open up.
Yeah.
So that's why the next question I would have asked is, what did you now do to get better? But since we know that this is something that you want to do, so I'll ask you, what would you now do to get better?
Okay, well, I feel like going forward, I would be taking, I'll be taking a test. So obviously, whatever the test says, because right now the last test I took, I'm already immune, or I'm already resistant to most antibiotics because I've taken drugs for like 2-3 years now on a stretch. So most of the drugs don't even work anymore. So I feel like with the test, doing the test, then we'll know like what is the next thing to do, because you can't just prescribe without knowing what exactly is going on. So once the test is done and I have the results, then I'll be coming to Renoma Clinic to start knowing exactly what to do to end all of this forever.
Amen. All right. So, what would your advice be for any lady, anyone at all listening to this episode?
Okay, so I feel like what I would say is don't hide.
Okay.
Talk about your problem, but talk about it to people that you think, because just like I said earlier, it was when I mentioned that do you know something that can cure this thing? That's when the other lady too that I was referring to earlier told me that she's going through it too. So that's when I started knowing that there's so many people actually going through this thing on a daily, like recurrent. So I feel like talking about your problem, and then Renoma is Renoma is a place where you can share your story and also get like certified healing for whatever is wrong with you, because I've seen it. It took me time. Yeah, it took me time because me, I don't really open up like that.
Which is
like,
fine.
I don't open up like that, but there are some people that might be listening that maybe open up quickly. And even if you don't open up quickly, take it from a deep introvert that this is a safe space. So you can share your mind and you can just say your story. You never can tell. Like your healing might just be 2 months, 3 months from now. Something that you've been battling for like
Couple of
years.
years.
So
Thank you so much for choosing to share your story with Renoma. Deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Good news! I had you in mind when I wrote Flow Freely Practical Steps to Understanding Your Body and Having a Painless Period, and it's just released. You can get your copy at www.renomaholistichealth.com/flowfreely or on our social media handles at Renoma Holistic Health. Disclaimer: this is based on someone's true life story, and the instances mentioned might not necessarily apply to you. Seek to find out your specific health situation and solution from your healthcare provider or any other certified healthcare provider. If you'd love to share your story with Renoma, visit www.renomaholistichealth.com/SYS form and follow us on all our social media platforms at Renoma Holistic Health. Till I come your way again, remember, your body is not a storehouse for pain. Don't get used to it. Don't nurse the pain. It's not your baby.